Hey, it's LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense, and I help you make sense of making money online. Excited to be continuing my Scope-a-thon. I'm talking about different things that you can do. Welcome, welcome, Sam. I am Decadent Butters. Talking about different things that you can do to grow your business. I'm excited to continue my Scope-a-thon with you guys. Ebony Diva, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Just giving you guys, hearts already. I haven't even started. Hey, Kay Janelle, welcome, welcome. If you're new to me, can you just type in NEW new so I know you're new to me? But if you've been a part of my Sister Sense Power Circle for a while, can you just put in power so I can shout in my newbies and my old G's as far as the Sister Sense Power Circle community. Welcome, Sam. I am. Welcome, Elder Aline, new to me. Awesome. Today I'm going to be talking about startup capital versus working capital, startup funding. I got a question about that, so I wanted to share that. And I'm going to just kind of flip the screen over to me in just a bit, just giving people an opportunity to jump into the session. Yay, Janelle, my Power Circle old G. Because you've been in the Power Circle for a while. For those of you who are new to me, like I said, I'm LaShanda Henry, aka Sister Sense, and I help entrepreneurs make sense of making money online. This weekend, I'm doing a Scope-a-thon. Just answering your questions. Hey, I'm back, guys. Just kind of let me tilt this here. And hopefully it's not too dark in here. As you can see, as the hours go by, it's gotten a little bit darker. But what I've been doing all day and for the remainder of the weekend is answering questions that I've received from you guys. You can tweet me at SistaSense, S-I-S-T-A, and you can also email me, lhenry@SistaSense as well. It's a little bit darker in here. I should have worked out my lighting situation before I started this session. Now, I've been asking you guys to tell me if you're newbies or if you've already been in the Power Circle. Let me know who you are and what your website is. I would love to shout out your websites. Hey, Get Business. Awesome. It's been a while since I've seen you. It's so good to see that you are here as well. Let me know what your website is, what your name is, so I can shout you out and share what you're doing before we jump into the session today. Again, this session is for small business owners, entrepreneurs, and I'm answering a great question that I got about funding. So let me just kind of reiterate what that question is. Again, you guys can send questions to me, tweet me at SistaSense, or email me lhenry@sistasense.com. So, you can do the hearts thing. I love the hearts. I love to see that. They're so pretty to see those go up if you have been enjoying my session so far. But if you do have a website, post it in there so I can share it with the group too. So the question that I received from Sharon, she says, startup funding. Do you have any ideas or sources for funding? Family and friends can't or won't help. I've got no sources. Awesome content. Great. Thank you. I have no source of income or savings at the moment, and I need $2,000 to purchase a turnkey online diet website with 13 additional streams of income. Let's see. Welcome, welcome, Styles. Basically, reiterating the question that I recently received. Thank you for your time. Okay, so I've got IamMeNaturally.com. Wonderful. So if you need some natural hair inspiration, go to IamMeNaturally.com. If you do have a website, just kind of post it up there. I will share it. Yes, Janelle Holland. I designed her website. Woo! I'm a web designer. And Janelle is awesome. And you definitely want to make sure that you're connected to other service professionals. Janelle is in the social working, she's a social worker, right, LSW, in the social working arena, but I definitely want you guys to be able to kind of shout out who you are and what you do. So those of you who do have websites, love in the hearts, welcome, Price It Consultants. If you got a website, you want to post it up there so I can share it. I can do that as well. But again, I'm today talking about startup capital, startup funding versus working capital. This particular young lady, she is looking to start up a turnkey business, and apparently it is about $2,000 to get into the business. Me personally, I'm resistant to turnkey operations. Yes, some of them sound great. She says, who is a social worker? Kay Janelle. Janelle Holland is a social worker. Girl, you're not playing today. I know, Daphne. I don't have a website, but Instagram, Styles by Corey B. Awesome. I'm not a turnkey girl. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat, Sharon. Just because, sometimes people get into it. PriceItConsultants.com. Awesome. Blue soda cakes. Oh, my, I haven't seen you in a minute. Fellow North Carolina sister. Awesome. Blue soda cakes. Fabulous dessert. So if you've got an event in North Carolina, check her out. Absolutely love her. Now, I'll tell you why. Because a lot of times people will sign up to turnkeys websites because they're like, oh my God, it's easy and I don't have to do anything. I just put up the website and it'll start making money for me. Not really. You've got to work at anything you do. Even when it's already put together for you, you still have to put in the time. And I've worked with clients who, they've put thousands of dollars into things just with the assumption that once they put it out there, and they'll sell it that way. They want you to buy it. Put it up there and it'll sell for you. But it doesn't always work that way. So am I telling you, Sharon, not to do it? Not at all. I'm just telling you to be conscious of the fact that you are going to have to roll up your sleeves and put in the work, whether you made the website or not. Okay, so all right, so you want to put $2,000 into a business. You're looking for funding. You're not trying to get it from family. What are your options? So one of the things I talked about previously, I said, you know what, when I moved to North Carolina, I went from side hustle sister to full-time work-at-home mom. So I was doing side hustles on the side. When I was in New York, I was a full-time counselor for a company called Prep for Prep. I was working with students, but I was also myself doing the side hustle, designing people's websites and building my own website, Multiple Shades of You online as well. So I was the 9-to-5 girl with the side hustle on the side. When I moved to North Carolina, I was a full-time work-at-home mama, so I was building my business. I've been in North Carolina for going on 8 years now. I've been working on the web for 15 years now. IamDRightwell.com. Woo! Freelancer, awesome social media manager. Love Daphne. Definitely check out her website too. So when I got to North Carolina, one of the things I realized is I definitely want a cushion for myself, so I'm not always kind of anxious to generate money. So what I did was I got a personal loan. Now, what's funny is on the last session that I did on Periscope, someone said, well, couldn't you have gotten a business loan? Absolutely. If you want to put together the proposal and, talk about, why you're starting up this particular business and all that good stuff, definitely do that. But I'm personally going to tell you what I do. Not what I read in a book. I'm going to tell you what I did. So really, I wanted to focus on building my business, and I wanted to make sure that my personal things were taken care of, which is why I got a personal loan. Because at the end of the day, as a solo entrepreneur, if you got a small business, it's different, or a brick and mortar business, you're looking for a business loan to help you get started. As a solopreneur, a lot of times you're balancing out personal and business, so you want to make sure that you can have a sufficient amount in your business and your personal life, so you can focus on the business, which is why for me, I got a personal loan. And it worked out because it allowed me to take care of what I needed to take care of for my family, and then give me some sufficient time to have like a 2-month cushion for myself, and I could work on building up the business, in the back end. So that's something that you want to think about as well. I love that you shared PayPal working capital earlier. Yes, Daphne, absolutely. I'm going to talk about that as well. Now, that's what worked for me, and that was, I want to say about 7 years, 6. I've been in North Carolina for 8 years now, so about 6-7 years ago, that helped me kind of get that initial capital. That's something that you can consider. You have to work. Hopefully, I'm assuming your credit is okay. If you got bad credit, you're going to get a high interest loan. So that's something that you kind of have to balance out. And you can raise your credit relatively quickly if you're strategic about paying off your bills or getting on payment plans and things of that nature. Something to think about. But again, personal loan, that's kind of worked out for me. If you do a business loan, more often than not, obviously you're going to have to put up together a proposal, fill out a business plan, all that good stuff. Again, I'm just going to tell you what I personally did. Another thing for you to consider are crowdfunding campaigns. So if you know about crowdfunding, type in crowdfunding for me if anybody's heard of crowdfunding before. But basically, it's an opportunity for you to reach out to people. Hello and welcome, KW8A. If you guys are enjoying the session, by the way, hit on those hearts, like just keep tapping on the screen if you are enjoying the session thus far. A lot of people, hello, awesome. A lot of people are doing crowdfunding crowdfunding these days. Yes, Decadent Butter. So if you know about crowdfunding, just type that in. Just yes, yes, yes. Just so that I know. But what it allows you to do is to put your idea out there and then share it with a community of people and say, can you help me? Can you fund me? Are you interested in participating and being a part of that? If you believe in your vision for making money back quick, the loan is a great option for cushioning yourself. So, okay, so KWA says no. I'm assuming your answer no, so you're not familiar with crowdfunding. So there are lots of different platforms that you can look into. Two of the most popular ones out there. Welcome, I am Tamika Hall. Two popular ones out there. Kickstarter.com and GoFundMe.com. They allow you to essentially put your whatever it is that you want to fund, to put it out there. Someone says, Price It Consultant said, I started a GoFundMe account. Okay, so that allows you to put just about anything out there. It doesn't necessarily have to be a business for you to put it out there. Sometimes people will say, I'm raising funds for my church, or, I just got one of my clients is from Dominica, and he just sent me an email and said, there was a natural disaster in Dominica, and I'm raising funds so that I can send money back to my home country, and can you participate in that? He did a GoFundMe campaign. So it can be for personal things, but you can also put out information for business as well. Two awesome examples of this. I don't know if you are familiar with her at all, but Issa Rae, ISSA RAE, awesome black sister entrepreneur. She created Awkward Black Girl. She was like, look, I'm living out my car, I'm doing these videos, I'm broke as hell, but y'all like these videos on YouTube, and if you like these videos, I need you to fund me. And she got thousands of dollars to invest into her business via Kickstarter. Another Kickstarter campaign that I really, really liked, Issa Rae is awesome. I got to meet her last year at Digital Undivided. Digital Undivided is actually an amazing organization, and they actually have this fellows program where they will teach you how to get funding. They kind of will groom you. They only groom a certain amount of women every year, sister girls of color, in technology, and really help you get $500,000, $1 million in funding. They do some serious grooming, and they have conferences every year. They have tech sessions. I had the opportunity to sit in on, who was it? From Omar Epps. He does a lot of funding. I don't know if you are aware of it, but MC Hammer is very much into technology. He does a lot of funding. Omar Epps as well. There are a lot of celebrities that do some tech funding, and they're in Silicon Valley, but they're not necessarily out there all the time, just kind of verbalizing that. So at Digital Undivided, I learned so much about what you need to do to get investors into you. So if you're not aware of that organization, I would definitely say check them out, because they always have activities. They're always doing meetups and things of that nature. Plus they have the Fellows program. Okay, going back to Kickstarter. Kickstarter and GoFundMe, you can check those out. Another company that I really liked, their Kickstarter campaign. So take a look at Issa Rae, Google her story. It's called The Glyph. So I got the Glyph several years ago, and basically it's a cool little tool. It looks like this. It's like kind of like an L-shaped tool that you stick your iPhone into it and put it on your tripod. So I stick it on my tripod when I'm doing videos, and I use the Glyph for quite some time. The Glyph started their business by doing a Kickstarter campaign, and again got thousands of dollars. Said, look, this is the prototype, this is what we're doing. If you're interested in funding it, please put in. And people will put, $1, $5, $10, but really great resources. Now you can go and put up a startup campaign today, just by putting it up there. But I'm strategic in everything that I do, even coming on to something like Periscope. I definitely wanted to be strategic about using this space. So one of the last things I did, and for those of you who are new to me, Sister Sense, sistersense.com, I do a lot of trainings on how to make sense of making money online. Every year I do what I like to call my Back to Business webinar workshop series, where it's kind of a conference and I have different speakers come on. Last year I had two awesome ladies talking about how you can start your Kickstarter campaigns. They did a 1-hour session, and the video is on Sister Sense. So if you go to Sister Sense, type in crowdfunding, you can get more information about that there. But I definitely wanted to share some different places as far as Kickstarter, GoFundMe, and I'll talk about working capital in just a bit. But those are definitely some cool ones to take a look at, and and do Google. Google Issa Rae, Google the Glyph. Look at other people who have successfully been able to do crowdfunding campaigns as a different way to go. So far I talked about crowdfunding, for me getting a personal loan. I'm not going to talk about business loans because honestly I did not get one, and I have not gotten any business loans. I just kind of have brick by brick organically built my own personal business, so I cannot educate you on that. But there is also grant writing, another avenue, but I can't educate you on that. As Daphne is awesome in grant writing, so maybe Daphne, you should do a Periscope on grant writing, and I'll forward people over to you. I'm just going to personally tell you about those strategies that have worked for me. And you can strategically look for programs and organizations like Digital Undivided. There's Women 2.0. They always have a lot of funding, educational options that you can look into, and they are connected to people who are looking to fund women entrepreneurs in business. So whether it's Digital Undivided or Women 2.0 or even Blogalicious, those are 3 organizations that you should definitely take a look at because they can educate you on other options as far as funding is concerned. So another awesome thing that I took a look at and I actually use is PayPal Working Capital. So if you've got a PayPal account, can you type that in that for me? Just say PayPal so I know who's a fellow PayPal entrepreneur. There are a lot of e-commerce platforms out there. Hey, hello now. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Celebrating Color. Thank you for joining me. One, if you are enjoying the session, you can do them hearts. Loving that. But 2, if you are someone who has used PayPal, or you have actively used PayPal, just kind of put in that for me, PayPal, so I know. Those of you who are users, Price It Consultants, awesome. So I know who's actually using PayPal. Now, there are a ton of things. So Daphne, PayPal, awesome. For those of you, hello and welcome. Arno's a poet. Daphne's also using Selz. Awesome. I'm a Selz girl as well. SELZ.com. Great e-commerce platform. I talk about that quite a bit. Yes, I recommended Selz to you. It's one of my favorites as well. Now, LaShanda is the Energizer Bunny. I tell you, I'm doing this scope-a-thon, so I'll definitely be posting the replays in just a bit. Let's see here. What was it? Yes, PayPal Working Capital. So I talked about startup funds. I gave you about 3 recommendations there as far as resources that you can look into. Startup funding versus PayPal Working Capital. So PayPal Working Capital is this great program that they put together, I want to say maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. And basically, it's very different from loans and credit. I'm not even going to talk about like getting a credit card and putting money. That would just be too much, for me to tell you go get a credit card and then, use that. I don't recommend that at all, so I wouldn't even go there. But outside of getting credit cards that you can use for your business or getting personal loans or business loans, how PayPal Working Capital works is that it's not based on a credit check at all. It's basically based on your PayPal credit history, okay? So if you are somebody, e-commerce, Selz.com, PayPal.com, yes, thank you, Daphne. If you have been on PayPal, can you guys tell me how long you have had your PayPal accounts? Just put in how many years you have been a PayPal user. I've been on PayPal since day 1, so I'm going on, what, 15? Yeah, at least 13 years. I can't say I signed up in the very, very beginning, so I'm going to say at least 13, 14 years I have been on PayPal. So it's definitely one that works for me. But tell me, y'all, how long y'all have been on PayPal. The reason why I bring that up is because what I want you to do, when you go to PayPal.com, I want you to look for, usually in the sidebar, but at the bottom as well. So Price It says 3 years, Halona says 2 years, Daphne since 2008. So what is that? Can I do fast math? So about 7 years, Daphne. All right, awesome. Now, how it works with PayPal Working Capital is they base how much they will give you based on the amount of money you bring into your business. So there's no credit check, okay? The application is like 5 to 10 minutes, if that long. So, if you are somebody who's bringing in $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $200,000 into your PayPal business account on a regular basis, then they're going to give you a loan based on that percentage. And so, if you're bringing in a couple thousand, you can apply as well. It doesn't hurt you because, one, they don't do a credit check. They're basically basing the amount of money you get based on the amount of money you bring in as a business owner via PayPal. If you're just starting out, it may not be the way to go for you. But if you are a growpreneur, you've been in it for a while, or you're just kind of periodically looking for money to utilize, I periodically use PayPal working capital. So I want to say at least twice a year, I'll go in, I'll apply for it, and I'll get about $5,000 to $10,000 that I can use in my business. And it's great because it gives you money that you can invest. So when I need to get new computers, when I get like my books, my magazines, when I'm getting, products, I got my new t-shirt line, extra things that I can say my income is for my income. It's for me. And then I can get my PayPal working capital to invest in the business to get other things that I need as far as technology is concerned, or starting new projects and things of that nature. So it's definitely cool. And so, yes, so as I was saying before, one, you can apply in 5 to 10 minutes. They base it on the amount of revenue that you're bringing into your business. And two, what's great about PayPal working capital is the best part, the absolute best part. Well, there are two great parts about PayPal working capital. One, their interest rates are like ridiculous. Like, for a $5,000 loan, I think you will pay back maybe like $100 or $200, which is crazy. If you get a personal loan and you have, your credit is kind of iffy, you're looking at interest rates for like maybe 15, 20%, 25%. So as much money as you're getting, you're giving back a significant amount more. Whereas PayPal working capital, the interest is really low. That's number one. Number two, when you have a small business loan or a personal loan, that in addition to that interest rate, you're giving them back a certain chunk of money every month. So every month you give them back your $300, your $500, whatever you've agreed to, you give them that every month. PayPal working capital works on a daily basis. So first and foremost, you tell PayPal the percentage of your daily funds you want them to take out. So you can take out 5%, 10%, 20%. The more you take out, obviously, the faster you pay back the loan. That's number one. Number two, hello and welcome, Porsche Consultants. Number two, if you don't make money today, you don't pay them today. So, you pay back the loan over time. If it takes you 2 months to pay it back, great. If it takes you 12 months to pay it back, it's okay. It's periodically taking funds out. So let's say, for example, you got $2,000 today. If you agree to give them 10% of that, that 10% automatically gets taken out, and you don't have. I love that. Honestly, I absolutely love that because, one, the interest is low, and two, you don't have to think about paying them back. They've already calculated it for you, and then you can see a little graph that shows you how much of your PayPal working capital you've paid back versus how much you need to pay back in the future. It's definitely, for me, an ethical way. It works for them and it works for you. They're not like payday loans where, they're giving you money and then charging you ridiculous amounts of interest rates. It's low interest rate. You pay it back over time. And if you don't make money today, you don't pay them back today. All they ask is that obviously you continue to promote your business via PayPal. So you bring in business via PayPal, and a percentage of that you get taken out. So if you are an ethical person, which I know most of you guys are, right? I'm assuming you run your business the right way. You can get that chunk of funds, again, $2,000, $4,000, $20,000. It depends on how big your business is, how much revenue you bring in. You can get that chunk of money for your business, and then you can pay back PayPal working capital over time. So if you have gotten some recommendations and you're enjoying the session, definitely let me know. If you can just say yes, 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 so I know that y'all are hanging in there with me and you're getting information. But you can also hit those hearts too. Just tap the screen if you are enjoying the session as well, just to kind of let me know who's rocking out with me. Ooh, loving it. Yay, so pretty. Yay, loving the hearts, loving the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Of course, if you guys have questions for me, you can tweet me at sistersense.com, and then you can also you can email me lhenry@sistersense.com. My son is downstairs raising his hand. Is that soda in your hand at 10 o'clock at night? No. That is so not happening. You got to go drink some water. Thank you very much, sir. Then drink some more water. There is no soda at 9:58. There's no water? Are you telling me there's no water? You're hilarious. Okay, at best you can have lemonade, but there's no way you're having soda. Bye. Sorry, I had to have a mommy moment. He wants to have soda. That's not lemonade. Yeah, right. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So, sorry guys. Had to have a mommy moment. I used to do my YouTube videos and he would come wobbling in and I'd be like, look, this is the life of a mompreneur. What can I tell you? So number one, I talked about startup funding, different resources that I could recommend to you guys. Number two, I talked about PayPal working capital, just so you can get a real person telling you what it actually looks like and what it, how you can generate revenue from that. So if even you're bringing in a couple of $1,000s for the year, you know, I don't know how much money you bring in. I'm not going to ask you guys to share that. That's kind of personal stuff. But you can go in and you can apply for it. Like I said, there's no credit check. They based it on the history of the amount of funds that you are bringing in your business, and they give you a percentage of money according to that, and you pay them over time. Another thing for you to consider is funding yourself. So at the end of the day, you know, yes, if you want to start something up now, you know, you can find things that you can strategically utilize, some different crowdfunding programs, startup capital, things of that nature. But if you are patient, you know, over time, you can invest in yourself. So when I moved to North Carolina, I came on a floss-string budget. Like I had price that says, I'm going to apply as soon as this session ends. Awesome! That is so awesome. Check it out if you apply. Email me. I definitely want to know what your experience is like. Do you request the amount or do they give you a recommended amount to borrow? So this is what they'll do. Based on your PayPal history and the amount of money that you bring in, they already know that in the back end. So when you apply, they're going to say, okay, well, based on who you are in your business, how much money you have in your PayPal, this is what we'll give you. So you can max that out. So if they say we'll give you $5,000, you can get that $5,000 completely, or you can get less than that. So you may go, okay, well, I really don't need, I mean, I say take all they can give you. But obviously, if you take your max, you're going to have to take the time to pay back your max. So that's something to think about. So they set how much you get. What you set is how much you want to take. So you can take the full amount or less than that. That's number one. Number two, you set the percentage they take out of your PayPal. They're going to give you a minimum percentage. So let's say they say 8% is your minimum. Then you can say, you know what, all right, I just want you to take out 8% when I bring money into my PayPal. For me, I tend to like to go within a medium amount, so 15 to 20%. The more they take out, the faster I pay it back, which is great for me. PayPal history, yes, thank you, Daphne, for sharing that as well. I'm so excited, so definitely try it. If it works for you or not, let me know what your experience is. You can email me, lhenry@sistersense.com, and let me know. But again, I'm all about, especially as a solo entrepreneur, the best way for you to work on your business is to feel comfortable and not feel pressured by consistently having to make sales all the time. So have a cushion. If you agree with me that a cushion is good, tell me I agree, just so that post that in the comment box so I can know if you feel like you're feeling what I'm telling y'all. But I definitely believe that if only a month or 2 months, having that cushion is a good thing. And not only just having it as a cushion, but having investment capital. So if you say, okay, I need a web designer, or I need to get a new computer, or I need to hire a virtual assistant, working capital is just that. It's the capital that you need so that you can invest into your business, okay? Now, like I said, the last thing, I agree. Absolutely. Celebrate in color. Portia says, I agree. Awesome, awesome. She's like, I like eating. So if you are enjoying this, I would definitely ask you to swipe up if you got an Android device. Yes, my email, lhenry@sistersense.com. I agree, entrepreneurship is no joke. Tap on those likes. Swipe up and share if you've got Android. Android, I think it's swipe left to right. Share it with your friends. Definitely invite them to join us on, Sister Sense Fire and Focus. What I really wanted to do in this Fire and Focus Scope-a-thon that I'm doing this weekend is give you a taste of my 28 days of Fire and Focus, which you can find over at 28days www.sistersense.com. So every day for 28 days, just like I'm doing here, I'm giving you power information, action steps, resources, tools that you can use to grow your business online. If you think this is a lot, you've seen nothing yet. So every day I send you 15 to 20-minute audio sessions sharing things that you need to know to please customers, to profit, to put together your web pages, all that good stuff. And of course, if you've got questions for me, you can tweet me at SisterSense, or you can email me lhenry@sistersense.com. So last recommendation, like I said before, is for you to fund yourself. When I moved to North Carolina, I had a floss, I say not a shoestring, girls, but a floss string budget. It was super thin, but I came down with just enough, so for the first couple of months I didn't have to freak out about finding a job or whatever. I knew I had some savings behind me, and I think it's always a good thing for you to do. So if you do not have a savings account, does anybody here have an online savings? Can you tell me if you've got an online saving? You can say yes, 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 or not. Fund yourself, floss string budget. Listen, when you got a floss string budget, you got to make it work. Which reminds me, I actually have a guide how to start up your business on a floss string budget, and you can take a look at that. It's at startherup.sistersense.com. So START, start her, HER up, startherup.sistersense.com. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, awesome. So if you've got a savings account, that's great. If you do not have a savings account, get one. I have an online savings, because I'm an online girl, at Ally Bank. They're a reputable company. They've been around for several years. I personally like them. And one of the things I like about Ally is that you can basically create these awesome, you can create an unlimited amount of like micro checking accounts. So I'll have one for like, you know, Christopher. I have one for emergencies, rainy days. I have one for summer vacation. So I've got all these like mini checking accounts that I can put money into. Ally.com. I believe it's actually ALLEY. Let me double check that while I'm sitting here. But Ally is great. You can do checking, you can do money market accounts, savings accounts, all that good stuff, which is pretty awesome. I believe it's ALLEY, but let me double check that for you guys while I am talking. No, there's no E. Okay, so it's Ally, ALLY.com. Thank you, Daphne. And I have one of those. So one of the things I do is in my Google Calendar, on Thursdays, I have a reminder in there. And the reminder is, LaShanda, pay yourself. You know, you bring in money to pay the bills, but you also should bring in money so that, one, you do what you need to do to strategically save. So when you want to have opportunities to either invest in yourself or take a break from your business, you can do that. If you can say at the end of the day you have money put aside, that's great. StartHerUp.sistersense.com. Yes, thank you, Daphne. At the end of the day, that's important. You know, I don't go around toting six-figure, $1 million anything, because I know there are a lot of millionaires who are broke, a lot of six-figure sisters who don't have not a penny in the bank. So, you know, it's not just about how much you can tell people you make. You got to be able to say you got some money put aside as well, because some people, they just kind of burn through that money, and having that savings, having a cushion is a smart way to go as well. Welcome, Divine Destiny. Welcome, welcome. So as I said before, get yourself an account. I recommend Ally.com if you don't have one. Amen to that. Preach. Listen, I know. I've seen it. I've heard it. I know it. I got a lot of clients. Not naming any names, but I'm just saying that's the reality of the situation. So what I strategically do in my Google Calendar is every Thursday I'll say, okay, remember, transfer some money from your PayPal into your savings. So that's a great habit to get into. You know, people will say put money in a jar. Everybody's got their own little strategy, but that allows me to strategically take some of the hugs. That Divine Destiny, thank you for the hugs. Love in the hearts, love in the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That definitely allows you to take some of that money and put it aside, so when you do need money, whether it's personal or for business, you've got that for yourself as well, okay? So create those accounts. Girl, you are welcome. I'm grateful to God for you and your wisdom. So no, thank you. It's my pleasure. Mwah! Hearts and virtual love. Thank you. My awesome Daphne. We had such a good time, y'all. I don't get to go to New York all the time, but it just so happens that I went to New York and I was like, look, ladies, if you're here and you want to hang out, let me know. Daphne was like, listen, I'm ready. So me and Daphne had an awesome time eating and chatting and just connecting. So, wherever I am, I'm always like, y'all, let's hang out. Let's do something together. So I definitely love my girl, Daphne D. Rightwell. Follow Daphne. Daphne, just to kind of say hey so that people can see your name again. If you're not following her, you definitely should. She is just awesome. She's just a sweetheart. And great at what she does as a writer and freelancer. She also writes quite a bit for Sheen magazine, which is pretty cool as well. And she does social media managing. She'll tell you all about who she is. So just let them know who you are and what you do, girl. But love these tidbits. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the sessions. If you have questions for me, you can email me, lhenry@sistasense.com. You can tweet me at sistasense.com. And of course, I invite all of you to participate in 28 days of Fire and Focus, how to grow your business. I'm really fired up about Fire 500, really excited about having 500 women go through the experience with me. So not only participate, but tell your friends about Fire and Focus. It's just a great way for you to get action steps, smart things that you can do in your business. I believe in working smarter, not harder. So comment Daphne so I can follow you, says KW88. So Daphne, definitely say hey, let them know who you are and what you do. This is also a great opportunity for you guys to know who's in my power circle, because my power circle is awesome. It's awesome. I gotta say, I love the ladies in my community. So yeah, those are 3 things to think about as far as startup capital versus working capital. Like I said, I have specialists, people who are really awesome at what they do. And 2 awesome ladies, Evita and Ariel, they came on to the power circle and they have, I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars gotten as far as Kickstarter campaigns are concerned. So they did a whole training on what you need to know as far as crowdfunding. If that's something that you seriously want to do, you can go to Sister Sense. You can search for, search for crowdfunding, so you can find that video and get information about how you can watch it as well. All right, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. I will see if I can do 1 or 2 more of these before tonight is over. I'm just rocking it out, y'all, because come Monday it's back to business and I gotta focus on client work. So I always kind of designate the weekends to have fun with the family. Tonight's supposed to be movie night, but I convinced my boys that we can do it tomorrow just so I can rock out on Periscope with you guys. I will definitely continue sharing all that I have so that you guys can make sense of making money online. I love their crowdfunding. They are so gifted. Oh yeah, they are some awesome gifted ladies. Evita and Ariel do not play. So if you want to know, I'm not going to tell you about things that I haven't dived completely into, but I can give you some initial information. So for all of the insight, you can watch that video. Again, it's over on Sister Sense. Search for crowdfunding and you can find it there. All right, guys, I will check you in another Periscope before the night is over. You can watch all of my replays over at tv.sistasense.com. If you want to subscribe to me on YouTube, it's L. Henry, and I will rock it out with you. How do we register for the 28 days? Okay, so if you want to register, you just go to 28days.sistasense.com so you can get more information about that challenge and what it's all about. So 28days.sistasense.com. Welcome to those of you who are just coming in. I'm actually wrapping up, y'all. If you haven't seen some of my Periscopes this weekend, you can find them over at tv.sistasense.com. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Loving the Hearts. So just kind of rock out some hearts for me if you've enjoyed this session today. But I'll check in with you guys. I promise. I'll do another Periscope before the night is over. Just going to wrap this one up for now. All right, so mwah. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.